on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in a bigger role, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks Flats. Joined, as always, with my guy, Mr. Big Bob Larson.
Sir.
Sunday night. Oh, man, the Canucks just tied up the game. We got NHL playoffs, NBA playoff action. We got a lot of Major League Baseball getting underway. This is like this is a great time of year. Great time of year, Ben. Great fucking day. Excited to be here. We are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ. Make sure to download it to your mobile device. Use promo code JORD517. It's free to download, free to use. Track your bets, become a better Sharps app. Ben, how are you doing today?
Not too bad. Cannot complain. The first weekend that I didn't have to plan shit, do shit, fucking work on shit. It was
well,
nice
to be fair,
have a
last Sunday
relaxing
you didn't
weekend.
have to either.
Oh, we had hella shit to still do last Sunday.
Oh, okay. But you didn't have to plan anything.
No. I mean, we are dealing with a little fucking 10-week-old puppy, though, which is a full-time job. Getting me ready for the baby days eventually, but man, this motherfucker is stubborn, just like me.
Yeah. Oh, my God. The Canucks scored again, Ben.
Wow.
2 goals in like 10 seconds.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. There's been a lot of, in that the game earlier today, the Jets and Avalanche, there were so many goals that was just like, oh, they just scored. Oh, and they scored again. What the fuck?
Every NHL favorite is going to cover this weekend. Every single one.
Yeah.
It looks like
yeah, shit's nuts.
Shit
is very nuts.
Insane. And NBA playoffs is the first time since 2012 that every home team won in the first round. First time since 2012 that's happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
12 years. So insane. Insane what we're seeing. Obviously, NHL, every home team is going to win, barring that this score stays the same.
Yeah.
Who knows? I played the Predators. So I was like, dude, there's no way every fucking favorite's going to cover. And you know what? I was probably wrong.
Yeah.
That's that. Anyways, big show ahead of us. Obviously, we got, some NBA to talk about, some NHL playoffs, and then Major League Baseball. Kind of want to start it off with some National Basketball Association, just a little bit, in the sense that, this, what really was a wild weekend, in the sense that, like, literally every game was a fucking blowout except for this last game, the Pelicans and the Thunder, which, you text me, you were like, do you think the Thunder are going to cover? I said, I wouldn't bet it. I think because they're so inexperienced. We've seen those inexperienced teams struggle. And the Thunder, to their credit, are, like, one of the better inexperienced teams, like, at least talent-wise. That's why they're the fucking number 1 seed.
Yeah.
But, we saw I played the Magic yesterday, and I was like, they're going to keep it close with Cleveland. Cleveland really, they struggled last year in the playoffs. And, like, I don't really, like, believe in their talent. Like, Cleveland started off and they were shooting, like, 80% from 3 in the first half. And I was like, oh, shit. And the Magic really, like, their inexperience showed. Like, you could just tell, like, they hadn't been in this situation. They hadn't been in this moment. And then we saw it with the Pacers again today against the Bucks. The Pacers were a 1-point favorite. Obviously, Giannis wasn't playing, which is why they were a 1-point favorite. And we saw the same thing. Like, the Bucks got out to a 30-point lead. Dame had 35 points in the first half, and you could just tell, like, the Pacers just they hadn't been there. They weren't ready for the moment. And then they kind of collected themselves in the second half. wasn't really a game. Like the game was never really close. The Bucks kind of had it in hand the whole time. So, but and then the Thunder and Pelicans, like if Zion was playing, Pelicans probably would fucking run away with this game, dude.
Agreed.
To be honest, and it probably wouldn't have been that close, and they were on the road, and so like of all the series, I do think the Bucks Pacers series is gonna be tight, only because Giannis, we don't know when he's gonna play or if he's gonna play, and I don't trust the Bucks team without Giannis. So I think that is going to be a very close series, and the Bucks struggle in Indy regardless. So like they have to hold home court. Like they're gonna lose all the games in Indy. As far as the Thunder series, like this was a very important game for the Thunder because I thought if they lost this game, Ben, I thought they were gonna lose the series because I don't think those young role players are gonna be able to go into New Orleans and replicate what they did today.
Well, I'm kind of I agree with you. This was a very important game for them to win, but I think this kind of lets a little bit of that stress, that unfamiliarity go away.
Yeah,
and I think that even if they lost this game today, I think because of how it happened, them being up 10, going down to the buzzer, and if McCollum hits that 3 right at the end and they lose it that way, I think that could have been the nail in the coffin right there. Just already from the get-go, they lose a tight game like that, and boom, they just get in their heads, and and then whenever Zion does come back, if Zion comes back, then they are again, this is too much. We already lost without him playing. Now he comes back, and and then we have to beat them at least 1 of 2 in New Orleans. But I think that this game was a time where they can take a step back, breathe a little bit, say, hey, we can beat these games. Probably 75% of that team just got their first playoff win. Yeah. And they know the taste of it there now. They know what it takes to play at that higher level.
But at the same
at 8.5.
At the same time though, Ben, like, yeah, they won a playoff game at home. They haven't experienced a playoff game on the road yet. And that's a different animal. And
absolutely.
And we always say in NBA, like, role players in the playoffs show up at home. It's whether or not they show up on the road. And that is the big difference. And like, that's what makes the teams like, the Warriors dynasty so good, was like they were good on the road. They were good at home. That's what made the Nuggets really good last year, was the fact that like they were good on the road and they were good at home, right? You have to be able to replicate the same success at home on the road at least once in a series, at least once or twice. And that's my biggest question mark about this Thunder team. I think this Thunder team is great. I think they're ultra talented. I mean, you know how high I am on the Thunder. Like I think they're really great. I just think they're very, very, very young.
They are very young, yes.
And even if they get past the Pelicans, and a big part of it is because Zion is missing. Like, I'm telling you, if Zion was playing today, the Pelicans win this fucking game.
Yeah.
And even if they get past this, it's like, I don't know. Well, I do know. They're not going to get past anybody else.
No, not in that conference.
And that's okay. Like, it's a stepping stone into what is going to potentially come forth. But I mean, dude, there was a lot of mind-boggling shit that Willie Green did at the end. Like, it was 90-90. The Pelicans were struggling to score. The Thunder were struggling to score. Like, he didn't call timeout after, like, 4 offensive rebounds. And, like, they just kept missing wide-open threes.
Yep.
And it's like, Jonas Valanciunas has, like, 150 pounds on Chet Holmgren. He was, like, beasting him in the paint all day. He had, like, 11 offensive rebounds. Like, dude, call timeout. Get him in the game and run your offense through him.
Yep. Because
at least you know you're going to get a good shot. And even the last possession.
Zion down there, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Zion's got even more weight on him than Valanciunas does.
And Zion's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
And that's my point. And Chet is playing out of position. Like, that, the Thunder's biggest, and we knew this coming in, like, they don't rebound well, and their biggest opportunity is, like, having a big next to Chet. Like, Chet's not a center, dude. He shouldn't be playing center. Yeah. It's not his position. And that's one thing Oklahoma City is going to need to address in the offseason. And obviously they have like all their guys are on, they're fucking young and on the rookie deal, so they're gonna have a ton of fucking money, and like they're gonna be able to make trades and maneuver and stuff. So that's why I think this year is really a building block for them. But I do think this is gonna be the best series of all the series, Ben. I think this one and the Bucks Pacers is gonna be the two best series. Maybe Sixers Knicks.
I was gonna say Knicks and Sisters. Yeah,
I'm just really worried about Joel Embiid, Ben. Like, you know, he got hurt on Saturday. He came back, but I don't know if he's like, he didn't look right before the fucking series. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't look right in that Miami game. So I'm really fucking concerned about Joel Embiid there. And like, I think the Knicks are like hella fraudulent, dude. Like, their best player is fucking 5'11", dude. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, you can't be a good NBA team when your best player is 5'11". Like, it just don't work like that. But you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens in that Sixers Knicks series. We'll see what happens. But I mean, the rest of these series, Ben, Clippers Mavs should be pretty good too. But I was, you know, I like the Clippers last night. I text you, I was like, Clippers are gonna cover tomorrow, and I just felt like they were so undervalued, dude. Like, everyone's just like, oh, Kawhi's not gonna play. Like, just counted them out. Same thing with the Pelicans today. It's like,
that's why I didn't play Clippers today, because you know, hearing that Kawhi news, it's like, okay, can they cover?
They sure can. I mean, James Harden and Paul George came to play. You know what I mean? Yep.
No, they definitely did. Definitely did.
And the other thing too is like that people forget about the Clippers is like they have one of the best coaches in the NBA in Ty Lue. You know, he's won a championship. He knows how to make adjustments, and you've seen it today. Like they basically shut down Luka and KY. They said, "All right, everybody else could beat us." You know what I mean? And they couldn't. No. And that was the difference.
Yeah. We have a couple of questions for you on a couple of these. The biggest question is Anthony Edwards.
Oh, he's a dog, dude.
Talking so much shit yesterday.
Yeah, he's a dog, bro.
Is that going to come back to bite him in the ass?
I mean, he could.
You're talking shit against one of the best shooters in the fucking NBA and ever in the NBA.
I mean, it could, but the problem with the Suns is that they're just not deep.
Yeah.
And you're really relying on, you know, how old's KD now? 36? Right? He's 36. You're relying on him and Booker and Beal really to, you know, generate everything for you. But, I mean, it's like KD said. Like, he's all for it. And Ant said it straight up, like, you know, KD's my favorite player of all time. You know, so it was a huge moment for him. And I mean, dude, Ant's the future, Ben. Like, he's part of the future, and like the torch. I feel like this is like the playoffs where we're kind of seeing like the torch being passed on to the next generation. Because like LeBron's getting really old, KD's getting really old. You know what I mean? And obviously we still have Jokic and Giannis and Embiid and stuff, but you know, we're seeing Paulo Banchero take a step into the playoffs. We're seeing SGA take a step into the playoffs and that OKC team. So I think this is really in Luka.
Halliburton.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton. Like, I think this is like the playoffs that we kind of seen like in the early or mid 2000s when we kind of seen that shift in you know, Shaq's dominance and stuff like that. I think we're kind of seeing that here, to the point where we're seeing the next generation kind of take the mantle, sort of say. But I love it, dude. I that's basketball, bro. That's hooping, bro. Hooping is talking shit. If you can't handle it, you're gonna fucking fall, dude, on your face. And Ant is one of those dudes, bro. And that's why I love Ant, bro. I love Anthony Edwards because he encapsulates everything that basketball stands for, dude. And I love that, dude.
Okay, injuries. Embiid, no plans to shut him down.
Yeah, he's playing.
We've got Jimmy Butler expected to miss several weeks.
Yeah,
I don't think Heat were going to be able to even compete with Boston whatsoever.
Agreed.
But if Embiid goes down, do the Sixers have any chance against the Knicks?
No.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey is very good, but aside from him and Embiid, that team just is a bunch of role players. And in the playoffs, you need dudes. You need dudes that can fucking score and get buckets. And Embiid is that dude. And Maxey's that dude. And this is huge on Embiid's legacy, Ben, because we've seen this guy fall short year after year after year. And sometimes it is due to injury. And that's part of his legacy is, like, he can't stay healthy. So I do think that, like, you know, this is huge on him, bro. Like, and everyone gave him a pass the last year because everyone said, oh, it's Doc Rivers. And they got rid of Doc Rivers. And it's like, okay, now you have Nick Nurse, who's won a championship as a head coach. So now what's the excuse? You know? So this is huge on Embiid's legacy. Like, he's got to step up. I'm telling you, dude, this Knicks team is not that good. Like, bro, your best player is 5'11". Their second best player, Julius Randle's hurt.
Yeah.
He's not even playing. He's out for the year. There's no excuses, dude. This Sixers team got the best matchup possible in the first round. And they got to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And to their credit, dude, like they probably, I mean, I don't know what I would say they probably win that game, like the last game, like 65% of the time, dude. Like Josh Hart just went bananas, dude. Like that's not gonna happen every fucking game.
Yeah.
It's like I was talking to some Knicks fans and I was like, you know, what's your, like, do you think the way you won today is sustainable? And they were like, absolutely fucking not. But at the same time, it's like we won that game where Jalen Brunson played bad.
Yeah.
You know, so like what happens when Jalen Brunson plays good? That's like their mindset, as it should be.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think this Knicks Sixer series, I think, is a 7-game series. I think the Pelicans Thunder series is a 7-game series. And I think the Bucks Pacers is going to be 6 or 7 games. Mm-hmm. All the rest of the series, I think, are going to be fucking over with pretty quick.
Yeah.
Celtics are going to pack Miami up probably in 4 or 5. The Nuggets are probably going to sweep the Lakers. I thought the Lakers had a really good chance to win the series, but they had such a good first half, dude. And then he just fucking just fell apart. And that just seems to be like how the Lakers play the Nuggets. Like tomorrow, Ben, I will probably be on Lakers first half. I think it's a great bet. Because every fucking game, they're leading in the first half, and then they just fucking fall apart in the second half.
Yeah.
Those are the only 3 series in this first round I think are good series. And Clippers Mavs. I think Clippers Mavs is gonna be good. Because Luka is him.
And then my last question for you: is there any way we don't get a Boston Denver final?
Yeah, I think the only team that can beat Denver in the West is the Clippers fully healthy, which, you know, you never know with Kawhi, and then Luka, because Luka is Luka. So I think those 2 teams have the best chances. I would love to say the Timberwolves, but the Timberwolves just like time and time again, every time they get in a big series, dude, they just fucking kind of fold. Yeah. So I don't know about that. And then on the East, dude, I don't see a team that's gonna beat Boston, dude. Unless Dame goes for 35 every first half, you know, and Giannis gets healthy and maybe, but I don't see anyone else on the East even coming close to Boston, dude. They're too good. And honestly, if Boston doesn't win the championship this year, Ben, they're gonna have a lot of questions to answer, and they're gonna have to really figure things out because there's gonna be like 4 or 5 years in a row with like basically the same core, and like they already added Drew Holiday again. They re-signed him for an extension, and it's like, okay, like how many times are you gonna run it back and still fail? Like at some point you gotta like kind of change it up. Yeah. So I'm interested to see. Boston should win it all. That's my pick to win it all. If they don't win it all, like I said, they got a lot of questions to answer, bro.
I agree. Nice. That's all I got.
Nice. Well, let me ask you some hockey.
Glad to hear it from the resident NBA guy.
Well, I mean, dude, I love basketball, but I honestly, this is like the least amount I follow the NBA all year or in my life. I'm just like, the regular season NBA is just it's just not the same, bro.
Yep.
Like I'll catch games here and there, and obviously I follow it, and I follow the box scores, and I follow the storylines, and I follow the standings, but I really don't get involved in NBA until after college basketball.
Yep.
And that's when I get involved. What was your thoughts on the opening round? Obviously, we still have a game going on in the NHL playoffs. But what's your thoughts? And we still haven't even had we still have some games that haven't even some series that haven't even started, right, Ben?
Yeah, we do. We have 2 series that go tomorrow. Tomorrow is game 2 of the Boston and Maple Leaf series, and then game 2 of the Hurricanes and Islanders as well. But then we have game 1 of the Golden Knights and Stars and Oilers and Kings.
Nice.
Yeah, so
This is like the 3rd year in a row the Oilers and Kings have faced off in the first round.
and unfortunately, I don't see the Kings kind of making their impact. So I think we're gonna have our oil spill in 2 weeks, not necessarily this week, but there's major issues with a lot of these teams, and I think that's going to be coming in to why we see a lot of short series in this first round.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we are. There's a lot of big differential between the top and the bottom of these divisions, of these conferences. And I think it's going to be, I think the Oilers Kings is going to be quick. I think the Stars Golden Knights are going to be quick.
Who's going to win that? Do you think the Stars are going to smack the Knights?
Yeah, I think the Stars are going to smack the Knights. I don't see, is it Aiden Hill and what's the other goalie's name? Luxenston for the Golden Knights. I don't see that being strong enough of a goaltending to really push this gritty Stars team. And Ottinger is on fire right now. He's making just stupid saves that he shouldn't even be making. So you always want a hot goalie going into the playoffs, and the Stars have it. So I think the only thing that Vegas can push is their size, and their manipulation of the cap. But we'll see Mark Stone tomorrow. But I still don't think they'll be able to get through this round.
Good.
They got a hard matchup against the Stars. So
good. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the Oilers though? I mean, I know you say like you don't think they can make it all the way, but if there was, I mean, at some point, like Ben, this team got to get over the hump. Like they got the best player in the league. They're much better on both offense and defense this year than they have been, and you still don't see them making a Stanley Cup run.
I don't. I mean, I don't think this. I mean, yes, McDavid is out of this world, but I just don't see the heart in this team. Like, I think that's the biggest part of it. They have, a good first line, a pretty good second line, but then the third line drops, the fourth line drops, and that's something that you really need in the playoffs is a strong support core to get you, in those games where like the top 2 lines really just like battle.
Yeah.
So I'm worried about this team. It's it's again, McDavid, Draisaitl, incredible. Skinner could be a problem. At goaltending.
That's where I think their big thing is.
Yeah. I mean, good numbers on the year, but these games are going to be close. And there were a lot of games in the beginning of the year, especially that they blew out. And you're not going to see that in the playoffs here. It's going to be a much more defensive game than they were playing throughout the year. So I worry about Skinner in goal. McDavid will be good. Their first line is going to be good. Second line is going to be good, but it's that supporting cast that worries me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know shit about hockey, so I can't really push back at all. But it has been fascinating that every favorite has won so far in the
Yeah,
NHL.
yeah. I think the difference between the top teams versus the bottom teams in these conferences
Yeah, but
are
NHL
really
every year in the playoffs, Ben, we get like we get crazy upsets in the NHL. Like NHL is different than every other sport,
yeah.
and that's what's crazy to me is the fact that like every single favorite won this weekend. Every single one, not a single dog covered or won. All favorites.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy.
think that also has to be with the way that the playoffs are set up too, how you're playing division rivals. So, you're look at the Metro. You've got the Rangers going against the Capitals, and they're a 26-point difference.
Yeah,
Rangers were 55 and 23 this year. Washington was 40 and 31.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
They like this first round is more difficult because you're playing 1 versus 4 in your division. Oh no, I guess not. It could be 1 versus the wild card, whatever the wild card 1, wild card 2 team was. So that's why we were seeing Dallas versus Vegas. But I mean, even look at Dallas. Dallas was 52 and 21, and Vegas is sitting there at 49, 45 and 29. So Vegas had 98 points. Dallas had 113. You're looking at a 14-point difference there, or sorry, 15-point difference there over the season.
But
So
Vegas, what you also said, Vegas has been like hurt all year.
somewhat,
Yeah, I'm I don't know. I'm just saying.
yeah.
All right, let's talk some baseball.
What the goods
So,
are.
so obviously we're like, 3 weeks into the season, I would say, give or take, depending on what
21
team.
games, 21 to 23 games. So
Yeah, 3 weeks into the season.
eighth of the way through.
Um, a lot of, I'm sitting here and the Guardians are best record, best record in baseball.
Yep.
And like their
Guardians
best,
have not had a hard schedule though.
yeah, not at all, not at all. What's your so I don't know how to phrase it. All right, so Dodgers are 13-11. They're a game ahead of the Padres in the West, and then the Diamondbacks are a game and a half back. The Giants 2.5 back. Very close division race. Obviously, we're 3 weeks in, so I don't want to totally overreact. But this is a Dodgers team that's win total, Ben, was like 106.5. It's like the highest I've ever seen. And this team has issues, Ben. So I want to start, and I was hoping Irv was going to be on, I know this is why he's sick, because he don't want to talk Dodgers, Ben.
Yeah.
He don't want to talk about this mess. What's your thoughts
Yeah.
on the LA Dodgers in the NL West right now?
Yeah.
Are you there? Did I
I'm gonna
lose you? Ben, did I lose you? We lost your video.
There we go. There we go. I lost everything,
Oh, that's not good.
but lost everything. But I'm back now. I'm like, I don't know why Zoom's causing issues, but I'm here.
So
Can you hear?
what's your thoughts on the Dodgers' slow start to the season, and what's your thoughts on the NL West going forward?
I mean, I think the Dodgers' slow start is definitely. I mean, we talked about this last night. They're a very top-heavy team,
Yep.
and their depth is going to be the major issue. And you were saying it best: is that teams are figuring out how to play the Dodgers, And I think that's going to be something that we really have to look at going through the season of, like our team's just going to pitch around the big three and then really go for 4 through 9 in the batting order and hope that they can get 4 through 9 out and, you know, pray that one of those hits doesn't happen and pushes those three in. I mean, shit, at this point you could walk the bases loaded and,
Yeah.
4, 5, and 6 are questionable at bats. You saw them beat up on the Mets today, but I think there was a little bit of emotion there in that game because you don't want to get swept by the Mets. And that definitely had the possibility of that happening, which is why they blew them out of the water. And I think that's something that will happen when you have Glasnow pitching.
Yeah.
But then that comes into a whole nother story of the depth in the pitching is still an issue. Yeah. Yamamoto is taking some time. Now, can he be a better pitcher once he gets used to things in the big leagues? Yes. But he's not really showing that right now. And he's definitely not showing his, what is it, $32 million contract per year?
Yeah, he's getting paid, bro.
Yeah. So, I mean, we knew that there was going to be a time for him to adjust to the big leagues, but you gotta hope that he can adjust to the big leagues because it's not looking that great right now.
Yeah, it's definitely. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he was like, "Do you think Yamamoto is going to be like a great pitcher?" And I said, we don't know. It's still very early, but I was like, he reminds me a lot of like Hideki Nomo, right? Where he was great, like he was like a top 3 starter, but he was like never an ace.
Yeah,
and that might be Yamamoto, dude. That might be his ultimate potential, and who knows? Like his command isn't great. He doesn't really throw anything straight, so everything bends and curves, so he gets hit really hard, or he gets strikeouts.
Yeah,
or he walks guys. But aside from that, like their bullpen is 18th in Major League Baseball right now. It's like 4.4 ERA. Their rotation outside of Glasnow is absolutely fucking trash. And then you got Bobby Miller's hurt, right? Walker Buehler's getting shelled in AAA. Like, who knows when he's coming back? He's struggling in rehab starts. Kershaw's hurt, but Kershaw was trash last year. It's like, what are you really expecting out of Kershaw? So I just think the Dodgers are in this position where it's like, okay, you're already spending all this money, right? And top 3 of your lineup is elite. Mookie, Shohei, Freddie Freeman, and even Will Smith is really good.
Yeah, Will Smith's been balling right now.
But then the back half of your lineup is fucking trash. Or I shouldn't say trash. Very inconsistent.
Mm-hmm. You
don't know what you're going to get. And then you mix that in with an erratic starting rotation and an erratic bullpen. It's a lot of disaster set up. And it showed today. I think the series basically played out how I think the Dodgers are. Is like they lost 2 games and then they had a game where they absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see that a lot. And then you're going to see those games where they dominate and it's going to be like, okay, this team is a top team. This team is as good as we think they are. But then you're going to see those. I mean, dude, they lost 2 series in a row to the Nationals and the Mets at home, not on the road, at home.
Yeah.
And I know it's early, and I don't want to overreact. And their bullpen started out very slow last year, and then they got really good because they're usually a really good pitching team, especially in the bullpen. So I'm not going to like completely just say they're going to be trash forever, but they definitely have issues, dude, and they're definitely flawed.
Yeah, and those 2 series, the versus the Mets and the Nationals, were at home, and that's a big thing. You got to win these games at home. I mean, they go back to Washington on Tuesday, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that series in Washington. If you lose that series, I'm worried.
And the Nationals are playing with a ton of fucking swag right now, dude. Like, They have a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
A lot of confidence. So, like, they're not to be rolled over, You know, I mean, the only team that's beat them in a series the last week is the A's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they beat the Astros in a 3-game series,
Which is such a Jekyll and Hyde team right now too.
I think the Astros got a lot of issues too, which we're gonna get to shortly. But yeah, I am. I'm not gonna say I'm concerned about the Dodgers, but I don't think the Dodgers are as good as everybody thinks they are, and I do think the NL West is pretty wide open. And now we got this Merrill Kelly injury to the Diamondbacks, which really opens the door for the Padres and the Giants, Ben, to get in and be the second team. The Giants got a lot of shit to figure out too. I mean, Blake Snell looks like fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, Blake Snell didn't practice over the summer.
I mean, it definitely looks like it.
Yep.
Is that true, or is that just your?
No, it's just
That's just
so. Giants just added Mitch White from Toronto for cash.
Yeah, well, they added Mitch White because Alex Cobb went on the 60-day DL, so Alex Cobb not coming back anytime soon.
It's interesting. I did not.
So Mitch White is pitching depth, which I think is good. Like, the guy can eat innings and he's decent. He's not great, but you know, if you get
once again,
you know, Logan Webb like he was the other night, and you get Blake Snell how we think he should pitch, and you get Jordan Hicks how he has been pitching, you got a really good 1-2-3.
Yep, Harrison's pitching well.
Harrison's velocity is down, which kind of concerns me a little bit. He's sitting at like 91, 92. His fastball was 94, 95 last year. That does concern me a tid. But you still got potential in that rotation.
Yep.
Their high leverage bullpen relievers are good. The Rogers brothers, Duvall, all solid. Bats
are not solid right now.
Very inconsistent.
Yep.
Very inconsistent.
Which has been the story of the Giants' life for the last.
But I'll say this. Soler starts out slow every year. So we'll wait on him. Matt Chapman, he's going to be like a 220, 230 hitter. He's giving you platinum gold. He's giving you platinum glove defense, though.
Yep. Which
is why you sign him. But they really need guys like
Jung-Ho Lee's looking good.
Lee looks good. They need Conforto to step up.
Yep.
They need Estrada to step up.
Needs to stay. Yeah, Estrada needs to step up.
They also need
Yaz.
Yeah, Yaz has been like shit. He's played like shit this year. What's their catcher's name? Bailey. Bailey had a really good game on Saturday.
Patrick Bailey is he's doing work right now.
Yeah, he had a really good game Saturday. And he's a good defensive catcher.
Yeah, he's batting .321 with an OBP of .387, slugging of .528.
Well, for some reason he doesn't play every day, Ben.
He's been injured here and there. So he's played 17 of the 23 games.
Because I feel like Murphy's always in for him.
Yeah. Tom Murphy has played 9 games. So
they need Bailey in there every day.
Yeah, Bailey. He'll come around. I think they kept the better catcher, and Patrick Bailey over Joey Bart. Joey Bart's played well. He's gotten his opportunity in Toronto,
Pittsburgh.
That's right, and he's played well. But I think we did keep the better catcher.
Pittsburgh's another team I want to talk about, Ben, because the Pirates got off to an 11-5 start. They lost 6 straight. They have not scored more than 3 runs in almost 2 weeks. It's been almost 2 full weeks since they've scored over 3 full runs. Like, this team has just absolutely just stopped swinging the bat, dude.
Yeah, 6 straight, 2-8 in their last 10. It's and they haven't been playing difficult teams. I think they got off the hot start by playing the Marlins, and anybody who's playing the Marlins definitely gets that amp of.
The Cubs could barely score off them, but Pittsburgh in the last 2 weeks, Ben, 73 WRC plus, .096 ISO. I mean, we're talking like, bro, they're not even getting extra base hits. Like this team is just absolutely struggling. 26% K rate, 212 batting average.
Yep.
I mean, this team is just not good at all.
They're coming off of 2 straight sweeps, and then they're going to Milwaukee to play the Brewers, who are playing pretty hot right now.
This is how the Pirates started. Remember, last year they started hella good, and O'Neal Cruz got hurt and they struggled. Cruz he's healthy, and they're still struggling. Like, they can't hit the ball for shit.
They can't hit the ball, and their pitching hasn't been great this year.
Well, pitching, their bullpen's been pretty good. Starting rotation's been all right. But, I mean, Mitch Keller gave him a decent start. It's tough to win games when you can't score over 3 runs, though. I mean, what are you're asking your starters to basically, be perfect,
gems.
dude.
Yeah.
In the last 2 weeks, O'Neal Cruz has a -8 WRC plus. My guy's hitting .095.
Wow.
Struggling, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fucking struggling. Actually, Joey Bart's like the only dude that's playing well on the fucking team the last 2 weeks. Him and Connor Joe and Brian Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this team's they're stinking it up, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do to fix it. They got to call up Tamar Johnson.
They do have to call up Tamar Johnson, yeah. Let's see, and they got to call up Skeens.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got Milwaukee at 14.
Skeens hasn't even allowed a run in the AAA.
He's got 14 of the 15 highest mile per hour pitches in AAA as well.
Dude, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
So you've got Milwaukee for 4. I mean, you're probably only going to get 1 game there.
You don't know that. Milwaukee's kind of struggled too.
Yeah, and then you've got 3 against San Francisco. Then they go on a West Coast swing. They have 3 against San Francisco, 3 against Oakland.
Okay.
And then come home for Colorado, LA, and Chicago.
LA Dodgers?
No, Angels.
Angels?
Yep. So, yeah. I mean, I think, I think they're going to struggle against Milwaukee. I think they're probably going to maybe take 2 of 4 or maybe 3 of 4. They'll maybe be 2 and 4 or 3 and 3 against the San Francisco Oakland 6-pack there.
Yeah.
And then, Colorado at home, LA at home. Those are 2 nice series. And then you go Cubs, Milwaukee, Cubs again.
I mean, dude, they got to. This team is just like, at some point, it's like you've had so much young talent. You've drafted top 10, got all these prospects. At some point, they got to like start painting out, or you got to like kind of like scrap it and rebuild again, dude. And like, yeah, and like Jared Jones is really nice, the starting pitcher. He has actually one of the highest whiff rates in all of baseball this year. Paul Skeens is going to be really good. Tamar Johnson is going to be good. O'Neal Cruz is going to be good. He's definitely slumping, and it might be a good thing he's slumping now rather than later, dude. But he did start off. He was hitting like 400 in the first 2 weeks of the season. Now he's kind of like really tailed off, which is a little concerning. But man, like, I'm just like obviously I bet the Pirates 2 of the last 3 days. I haven't bet them today because I was like over fucking hating myself, and it's like their pitchers are keeping them in games and they just can't score, dude. They cannot hit with runners in position. It's just terrible situational hitting. They drafted Henry Davis number 1 overall, and the he's terrible, dude. Like, he's awful. Like, people could talk about Jackson Holiday hitting .034, but I mean, Jackson Holiday's only had like 30 at bats, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, we've seen a year and a half of we saw like Henry Davis at the halfway mark of last year. He's just not good.
Yeah,
it's just a difference. And Jack Sawinski, he's a bopper, but it's like when he makes contact, and when does he make contact? Hardly ever. So the Pirates have a shit ton of issues. The NL Central is fucking wide open. The Cardinals fucking suck again, dude. That team fucking stinks, dude. They can't
They're
hit.
bad.
They can't hit. They can't pitch. Like, just not a good team, dude. Just not a good team. Lance Lynn is their best pitcher this year, dude. that tells you everything you need to know about them. And they can't hit. Ben, they got Jordan Walker. They got Nolan Gorman, Mason Wynn. They got all these top prospects, and like none of them are good. Well, Mason Wynn's
pretty good.
He's been all right.
Yeah, but when you're on a fucking team with everybody who's mid to below average,
and Paul Goldschmidt looks fucking washed.
Yep.
I wouldn't be shocked if he
years-
gets DFA'd soon.
Oh no, 3 years after
Winning MVP.
MVP. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's hitting like 160.
Last year he was injured.
Last year
The
he
year
was
before
shit too.
injured. Yeah.
Just
So he's been fighting the injury bug a little bit here and there, but yeah, it's
a dog shit team, dude.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Such a fucking shithole team. St. Louis Cardinals. It's crazy because they used to be like the poster child of like developing young guys and stuff, and like now it's like, dude, what the fuck happened to them, dude? It's crazy. What's some of your like surprising teams so far, Ben?
I mean, there's a couple. I mean, I'd say I'm surprised that American League East is still every team's over 500.
Yeah.
Even the Rays, who have been struggling, Toronto, who's only put up 86 runs, still over 500. That really does shock me. The Twins with that injury bug, strikes again.
Yep.
We knew that they were going to have issues, but a 7-13 start, I figured that they'd be, 10-10 right now, still sitting at 500, even with these issues.
I mean, they lost their two best hitters, man.
Yeah, no, I know, but I mean, they haven't had the hardest schedule.
And losing Royce Lewis is like literally losing an MVP caliber player, dude.
Yeah, and they lost him so early on.
Yeah, he has the best stats on the year, Ben. He's 1 for 1 with a home run. He's batting 1,000.
There you go.
You know what I
Too
mean?
bad the bookmakers won't look at that because he hasn't had enough plate appearances. But I mean, we talked about it earlier, just mentioned it, how bad Houston is. And now you've got Javier going on
the IL.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows how long with a bad back. I mean, he hasn't looked good, so it doesn't really surprise me. But it's unfortunate, but their time at the top has ended.
I hope so. I also wonder if they're like still as bad as they are now come trade deadline, if they'll sell off some pieces. Because you're right, dude. That team, I mean, dude, 7 straight, what was it? 7 straight years in the ALCS? I mean, that's unreal, dude. That's insane.
Yep. And we talk about it every year. They're just getting older and older.
Older and older.
They had some pieces in, but I mean, Jordan hasn't been playing up to his prowess that he initially started when he was a rookie.
I would say everybody is not playing well except for fucking Jose Altuve, the midget.
Yeah.
He's probably the only one that's been like consistent all year.
Yeah.
And then it's like then you had like Hunter Brown and JP France and these young pitchers, and like they're not playing well at all. They're getting shelled every fucking day.
Yeah.
And then Hader.
Yeah. You thought you had something in Jeremy Pena, but he really just had that series and a half in the playoffs that he shined, and then
he's had his moments. He had a really good rookie year, and then last year he was really up and down, and this year he's like it's whatever, but
down and up. Even last year was more down than up.
He's definitely no Carlos Correa in his prime for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, on the AL side, that's where I'm going with. On the NL, I mean, I'm surprised how bad Miami is.
that
To be
team
honest, I'm
sucks.
surprised how good Atlanta is right now.
What do you mean how
But they're
good Atlanta is?
with their pitching issues, I'm surprised that they're still 14-6.
I mean, they'll always hit though.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll always hit. I think
Yeah.
like the Braves will always hit. I think that as far as like surprising teams, I think we're gonna see a lot of regression from the Guardians. I think we're gonna see some regression from the Royals as well. We talked about this before. The Royals have 13 wins. 6 of them are against the fucking Rockies. I mean, not the Rockies. The White Sox, which is the worst team in baseball. They played 7 games. What's that?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, 7 games against the White Sox. They lost one of them. They're 6-1 against the White Sox right now. So the Royals are only going to get to see the White Sox like 6 more times the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
They have not won a series against a good team yet. The only series they've won is against the White Sox and the Astros. That's it.
You take that 6-1 away, and they are 7-8.
Yeah. And that's where I think they are. I think they're a fucking below 500 team. And that's where I think they're going to be. And they lost 2 of 3 to the Twins as well.
Mm.
So I'm interested to see where they go. I'm interested to see how the Guardians go because obviously the Guardians don't have Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
But the Guardians like somehow they're even missing their two of their best relievers, and somehow they still have like a really good bullpen. Mm. I don't understand how the fuck this it happens every fucking year, dude. This fucking team. But at some point, like they're not gonna hit as well as they have, dude.
Yeah,
this is an average hitting team, man.
And I think their pitching is going to come back down to
I
down
agree.
to earth.
I agree. I and you know me, dude. I love Josh Naylor and I love Jose Ramirez, dude. Like I love both those dudes, bro. I think those 2 of the best players in baseball. But I just don't know how without Bieber they can consistently sustain this, Ben.
Yep. The
Guardians and I think the Tigers at some point, dude, they got to start swinging the sticks a little bit. And like they have the Tigers might have the best pitching staff in all of baseball. It's just they can't fucking hit. That's the problem with the Tigers.
There,
They just got no fucking run support, and so I'm interested. I'm interested in the AL Central, dude, because I do think that the Tigers are probably and I bet on the Tigers to win the division because I knew they were gonna have the best pitching, dude. Mm-hmm. With Casey Mize is back, and he looked like himself today. Fucking 6 shutout innings. Tariq Skubal looks every bit of the Cy Young award winner we think he is, and then Reese Olson looks really fucking good, and they got a really good pitching staff, dude. They got a really good bullpen, and AJ Hinch is a fucking great manager. So I'm interested to see where that goes. Kansas City Royals definitely are gonna. I'm sorry, AK, dude. I know you love the Royals, but this team's not that good, bro. Their bullpen is like one of the worst in baseball, and their starters are. You know, we saw him come back down to earth a little bit. This Reagan's got tagged for 7 runs yesterday against the fucking Orioles. You know, he had like a 0 ERA. He got fucking lit up. And then today Seth Lugo got fucking lit up by the Orioles too. That's no like knock on them because the Orioles arguably have they probably them and the Braves have the 2 best lineups I think in baseball. So I wouldn't fucking hold it against them too much. And then I'm telling you, once Jackson Holiday gets going, Ben, I mean, the league just better hope this kid continues to struggle because once he gets going, this Orioles lineup it's gonna be nasty, bro. The league better just hope that they just get injured because this Orioles team, you know, AK said it today that the Yankees dynasty in the late 2000s or late 90s was like the greatest dynasty we ever seen. Not true. Oakland A's 72 to 74 best dynasty we ever seen. But
Giants 2010 to 2014.
You guys won 3 titles in 6 years, dude. The A's won 3 titles in 3 years.
5 years, but yes, no, I'm fucking joking. Jesus Christ.
I know. And it took you guys a absorbent amount of luck in 2012. That shit, and 2010 to be
Skill.
honest.
Skill.
No, you can't. You don't skill luck. But I do think the Orioles might be the one team that can actually sustain a fucking dynasty once they get going, dude.
Yeah, Orioles are going to be good for a long time. I mean, that's what happens when you suck for a long time. So,
well, it should be what I mean. Look at the Pirates, dude. The Pirates have sucked for fucking ever, dude. And
yeah, I mean, but the Pirates are getting there. I mean, they have really good young kids there. Brian Hayes.
Yeah, but Ben,
Cruz,
Ben, they've sucked as long as the Orioles, and the Orioles got way better young kids. That's a problem. I mean, the Pirates' best young guy they have is Paul Skeens. They drafted him last year. I'd say the Nationals have better young talent than the Pirates. The Nationals haven't even sucked that long. The Nationals sucked for like 2 years, dude.
Nationals got a fucking haul for Soto, though.
But that's what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you rebuild fast.
I can't wait for like 2 or 3 more years. Fucking San Diego is going to struggle.
Nah, because San Diego got a lot of good young talent too. They draft well.
They got money, but half the teams that they draft, or half the players they drafted, they just traded to Washington. So
well, they got that 17-year-old kid that's like the top 10 prospect in baseball right now. What's his name?
Yeah, Salas.
Yeah, Salas. He's solid.
Marco Luciano was number 6 for most of last year, and he's not doing great. So,
yeah, I mean obviously the prospect rankings go up and down depending on how the player goes, but
yeah,
it's still like I think the Padres do drop. I mean, they got Jackson Merrill still.
Yeah,
he's all right.
I think Ha-Seong Kim is going to be out of there though.
Probably.
But
He'll probably be.
That's going to be a big hurt.
Yeah, he'll probably be a Seattle Mariner next year.
Or a Giant.
I mean, that would be a suit. But what are you going to do with Luciano? They play the same position.
Yeah, move him to second.
What about Casey Schmidt?
Put him at third. Schmidt's got the arm.
Oh, you got Chapman.
I mean, but who knows how long Chapman's going to stay?
Chapman's there for. He signed like a 2-year deal though, didn't he?
No, but he's got an opt out after the year.
He ain't opting out, bro.
Yeah.
Unless he goes ballistic.
Put him at first.
Who?
Casey.
Maybe I was gonna say you can't put Chapman at first. He's way too good of a fucking third baseman.
No. Yeah. Switch Casey and Luciano, I don't think can play first. We've seen Casey play first.
I mean, anybody could play first. It's just a matter of like, you would like a lanky player to play first.
Yeah,
so they can like stretch. And I like Lamont Wade Jr., dude. I think Lamont Wade Jr. might be the best player on the Giants this year, dude.
That's not true.
No, it is true. And look at the stats, bro. He's hitting like 350.
Lee's hitting better than him right now.
I don't know. I mean, Jung Hoo's nice, dude, but telling you, bro, people sleep on Lamont Wade Jr., bro. Lamont Wade Jr. is nice.
Patrick Bailey is the only guy close to him.
What's Jung Hoo Lee hitting now?
No, he's at 282.
Jung Hoo Lee?
Yep.
Dude, Lamont Wade's hitting better than that.
Yeah, but you got to. Lee started at like 0.95 for the first week.
Yeah, but dude, Lamont Wade Jr. is a dog, bro.
Oh no, I don't disagree.
Beast. He's a beast of burning. What do you think about the Mets, Ben?
Jung Hoo Lee has more hits.
Well, yeah, because they don't play Lamont Wade every fucking day.
Every day, yeah. Fucking Wilmer Flores is their other first baseman.
Yeah, they play, dude. Hey, some of these managers, Ben, they be overthinking themselves, fucking pinch hitting guys for dude just because they're fucking right-handed or left-handed and shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, y'all are fucking idiots, man.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about the Mets, Ben? Do you think they have a legitimate shot at like hanging around this like. I
I
know
don't.
they're 8-2 in their last 10, and you think it's kind of
I
fugazi.
I mean, I think it's they're a Jekyll and Hyde team. I think we saw that today. Um, they got fucking lit the fuck up
Yeah,
today. I mean, they allowed a 6 spot um, when they should have been out of the inning. Um, they Hauser, one of their top pitchers, is not not great. Who do we have going tomorrow? Katana, who's again pitching decent, pitching well. He's pitching well, but I think he's pitching above his level. I do think he's going to get hit decently tomorrow. Giants do hit lefties well, so I expect that to be a little bit of an issue tomorrow.
Quintana
Uh,
struggles on the road too,
yeah. Um,
but
so I mean,
his stuff does play to Oracle Park. 'Cause he is a fly ball pitcher.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I I don't think this team is going to be one that can sustain. I know they went on that good run, um, the last week and a half, but I think they got caught on a struggling Pittsburgh team. Um, Dodgers, I don't know what happened in that series. They played well the first 2 games, but yeah, I think they kind of come back down to earth.
The Dodgers are ass. That's what happened in that series, man.
Yeah. Um, they won 2 of 3 in Kansas City. I think that's, us kind of talking about what's going on in Kansas City. They can show up. And they fucking Katana's last start was against Atlanta, and they fucking destroyed that game. So it's
Mets are. I think the Mets are better than a lot of people give them credit for. I do think that. I think their rotation sucks. I think that their bullpen is mid, but I do think they have a very good lineup, dude. Like they still have Lindor, and Lindor's come alive the last week or so. Pete Alonso, Beatty looks good. Alvarez, I'm really high on. Sterling Marte. So I do think they have a decent lineup.
This is good young kid coming up.
Yeah, I think they have a good foundation. I do expect Pete Alonso to get traded though.
Yeah. Well, I think they're just in a tough division too with Atlanta and Philly. That they have to have an elite team to.
Well, the Nationals are coming up too.
Yeah, Nationals are coming up. I just saw that they're placing their relief. I think he's a relief pitcher, Rayleigh. He's going on the IL for elbow inflammation.
Who?
Rayleigh.
Mets?
Left-handed pitcher Rayleigh.
The Mets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean their bullpen's already mid, so it don't really matter.
Pushes things back. Brooks Rayleigh.
Oh yeah. Brooks Raley's he's decent. He's a pretty decent pitcher.
He's not giving up a run in 8 appearances this series.
Yeah. That's not a huge blow, but it's a blow.
35, Jesus.
Yeah. I'm excited. Man, I fucking love baseball, bro.
Yep.
So glad baseball is back. And we'll be back Tuesday to talk games for Wednesday. Last show we did really fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
We did really fucking good. Which is
It's been a good fucking 3 weeks betting wise.
yeah, but I mean like
we've been able to cover those games and really dive into what's going to be coming, who's pitching well, who's not pitching well, who has pitchers available,
yep.
how are bats going. Like we've been able to really focus in on the right items to make some good bets. That's
Yeah, we've been fucking honestly we've been nailing baseball, dude. And like last week I think we went 6-1 on the show. So for those of you that aren't tuning in, you definitely want to fucking tune into that shit. Tuesday night, me and Ben are gonna, now that he's done with the wedding, we're gonna start we're gonna do a couple more days a week doing baseball, and like looking forward to the next day and talking that day in baseball, because baseball is such an everyday sport. It's tough to like do it on a weekly basis. Like you gotta do it more consistent, and obviously Ben and I love baseball, so
Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday type deal.
yeah. So we're gonna configure it. We're gonna get together. We're gonna do like a whole new. We're gonna launch like a new brand off of Taproom, baseball oriented, which I'm very stoked on, because I love baseball, and I think baseball deserves a lot more content than it does get nationwide. So I'm very excited for that.
That's probably going to be Tuesday, Thursday, yeah? Just that show, and then we'll just do our regular tap room on Sundays?
Yeah.
Which still will have baseball focus to it during the season, but Tuesday, Thursdays are baseball only.
I mean, you're the married man, so we'll figure it out.
I must have missed something.
No, I'm saying, like, I don't know what days work best for, or what days we want to do, or how many days we want to do. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Me and Ben, we're gonna talk off. We've been talking about this for a minute. We're gonna dial it up. It's gonna be full go soon here after his honeymoon. We're gonna full go.
Yeah.
So that's like honeymoons, first week of May. Second week of May. So by summer we'll be full go.
Yeah. And that's good, because hockey and basketball will be done.
Yeah. So look forward to that. We'll have more on that. Let's get some best bets though, Ben.
Here we go.
Let's lock in. What do we got for tomorrow?
I got two.
All right.
I'm betting the home team.
Right.
I'm doing it. I know that's
the home team. What do you mean?
I'm betting the Giants tomorrow.
Okay. I don't hate it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go first five on this one. I think there's some definitely good numbers there. We've got, oh my god, I just lost my page here. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Why can't I find my Giants? There we go. We've got Keaton Wynn going against Jose Quintana. Quintana had a great start last start against Atlanta, but I don't think that's going to really kind of draw here against the Giants. Giants are hitting lefties really well, and they're also, Quintana also struggles on the road, as Jordan mentioned earlier. Keaton Wynn he's been pitching very well, and he's been going long into the innings, averaging 6 1/3 in his 4 starts so far. So I think we can definitely get a first 5 W here. And you're looking at, if you take money line, you're probably looking at a -115. If you take run line, you're probably looking at a -145, I think. So, obviously we won't get that until tomorrow for the first 5, but I do like that. And then we're also going to go with some chalk tomorrow. We're fading the Rockies. Rockies have just been absolutely trash this year. And I think we're going to really see it tomorrow with Dylan Cease on the mound. I think you can take both first 5 and full game. First 5, you're not going to get a good number here because Colorado's Colorado. You might want to look at the over for San Diego for the first 5 if you can get that. But full game, -1.5 at -125.
I like it. I'm gonna go Rays money line plus 100. I know Scooball's on the mound on the other side, but Tigers have really taxed their bullpen the last couple days. And Littell's on the mound on the other side. Tigers haven't been able to hit righties for shit all year. And the Rays actually have been hitting lefties really good the last week. As you know, I like the Rays. I like the Rays plus 100 here. I just think it's good money. I think this should be more of a pick 'em at minus 110 each way. So if I'm getting even money, I'm gonna take the Rays. And then I like the A's plus 1.5. JP Series on the mound against Carlos Rodon. A's plus 1.5 is minus 110. They're plus 197 on the money line. I would sprinkle a little there as well. Yankees really haven't been hitting, dude. They're actually one of the worst offensive teams in the last week. The A's also not hitting very well, but they got Brent Rooker back. Esteury Ruiz is up. So I do expect both of those guys to play tomorrow. And I think Rodon, he's got like a 4.5 xFIP, high Sierra. So I'm expecting some more regression from Rodon, like the A's plus 1.5 there. And then I'm going to take Lakers first half plus 3.5. Lakers have been really good first half against the Nuggets in the last 2 years. They struggle in the second half. And plus the Lakers are going to want to come out and assert themselves early, which I think is very important in the series as they're down 1-0. And they have to at least try to take one of these games. So I like Lakers first half plus 3.5 tomorrow. I already played all three of those too. I'm not one of these touts that just gives you picks. I play these motherfuckers. So if I lose, you lose. If you lose, I lose. We all lose.
We're all winning though.
Yeah, we're winning. I had a really dog shit Saturday. Bounced back
today. Yeah.
Well, I had a dog shit day betting NBA because I went like 1-5 in NBA on Saturday, but I went 5-4 in baseball, which is good. And I hit fucking Ryan Garcia to win. That was huge.
There we go. Yeah.
Massive. That was good. Then we bounced back.
Good baseball week for me. I was up like 12 units.
Yeah, killing it, Ben.
Yeah.
You got to keep that shit up, though.
I'm trying.
Keep it up. That's the hard part.
Yeah. Yes. Agreed.
You know? And as the season goes on, the lines get tighter, get better. But if you follow along all year, it becomes a little bit easier. And I think I did more research this offseason than ever before. So I feel like I have a better stranglehold on MLB than ever before. If that makes any sense. But make sure to download the Sharps app, SHARPZ. Download to your mobile device. Use promo code JORD517. It's free. Track your bets. Become a better bettor. Know what you're good at betting. Know what you suck at betting. Stop betting that shit. Or figure out why you suck at betting that and become better at betting that. You know? That's what it's for. Sharps app. Become a better bettor. We'll be back on Tuesday. As previously mentioned, we'll be talking Major League Baseball, previewing the Wednesday slate, which we always do every Tuesday. And then we'll hopefully have an announcement for our MLB show going forward, because Ben and I are going to talk about it right after this.
Yep.
But follow us on Twitter at @taproom_sports. Follow myself at Jordan Rules TSP. Follow the podcast on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. We'll catch y'all later. We love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a very blessed Monday. Let's get this money. We'll be back. Peace.